Welcome to this crop update for the Farm Advisory Service. I'm Fiona Burnett from SRUC, and we're here at Boghall Farm today with a harvesting of oilseed rape going on in the background in one of the rare dry periods that we've had this August. And really it's been the weather that's been driving most of the crop health concerns at the moment. So a complete contrast to last year where we had quite an easy harvest. This year it's been a very stop-start, difficult harvest for people, very wet, and that's obviously impeding harvest progress, but it's also leading to drying costs and the complications of drying. And the rape behind us here is fairly typical of much in the country, in that it's either been swathed or desiccated for, over a week, often up to a fortnight now, just waiting for those harvest opportunities. And what we're seeing is a lot of blackening coming in on the oilseed rape, most of it alternaria, but some of that related to early senescence. So worth checking where you're noting a lot of blackening in the crop, whether that relates to something like sclerotinia or clubroot, where knowledge of that will obviously inform your future crop rotations or operations. And kind of a similar story for cereals. So again, it's been a very stop-start affair. Winter barley harvest is pretty much finished. And we're now getting into the spring barleys and the winter wheats. But again, quite a lot of sooty moulds coming in on the cereals, which again, that's very weather driven. Worth checking whether that relates to early senescence. So checking for things like eye spot, take-all at the stem bases there. And particularly thinking of things like the fusariums and the microdochiums. They lead you to testing for mycotoxins, or particularly where you're home saving seed, then get that tested so that you know the seed health status and can treat appropriately, because the likelihood is there will be quite high levels of fusarium microdochium on seed for this year. The crop that we're immediately in front of here, winter beans, we've got quite a lot of botrytis, and again that's a weather-driven disease. It often comes into beans, but not at the high levels that we're seeing at the minute. And we had quite a lot of aphids in this crop earlier, so driven by warmer conditions. So it's really been a tricky harvest. It's ongoing. We also start to think about the crops that we're going to start drilling for next season's harvest. So again, where ground conditions are really wet, it's worth waiting for slightly better ground conditions rather than smearing any of the seed in to wet conditions. But that would be the ideal, but easier said than done.